Oh shit, I got a sound pressure level indicator. Nice. That hasn't worked in a while. The weather is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. I know it's not the worst, but it's fucked up. There it is.
Welcome to Environment Canada's Weather Service. For the City of Toronto, press 1. For York Durham, press 2. For Dufferin Innisfil, press 3. For Halton Peel, press 4. For Niagara, press 5. For the city.
Well, I did program that. It's not doing it.
For the forecast for the next 7 days. Weather conditions at 10 p.m. Toronto, Pearson International Airport, partly cloudy, temperature -8, relative humidity 60%, wind northwest 26 kilometers per hour, wind chill -17, barometric pressure 103.4 kilopascals, and rising. Toronto, downtown, temperature -7, relative humidity 55%, barometric pressure 103.4 kilopascals, and rising. Toronto City Centre Airport, cloudy, temperature -7, relative humidity 56%, wind west-northwest 28 kilometers per hour, wind chill -15, barometric pressure 103.4 kilopascals. For the forecast for the next 7 days, press 1. For the hourly observations, press 2.
I'm almost afraid to
The
hear it tomorrow.
Environment Canada forecast issued at 3:30 p.m. Wednesday, January 8th for tonight, Thursday, and Thursday night. City of Toronto, for tonight, partly cloudy, 40% chance of flurries early this evening. Wind northwest 40 kilometers per hour, gusting to 60, diminishing to 20 early this evening, then becoming light this evening. Low -13, wind chill near -16. For Thursday, mainly cloudy. Wind becoming southeast 20 kilometers per hour, gusting to 40 in the afternoon. High 0, UV index 1, or low wind chill -17 in the morning. For Thursday night, cloudy. 30% chance of showers overnight. Wind south 20 kilometers per hour, gusting to 40. Temperatures rising to +4 by morning.
-17 to +4.
Friday,
Fuck off.
periods of rain. High 7. For Friday night, rain. Low +5. For Saturday, rain. High +5. For Saturday night, freezing rain or rain. Low -1. For
You would be forgiven for thinking everyone in Toronto's a crack user. We're not. It smells like crack a lot. And you'll see us in fucking January in t-shirts and sweating and fucking all red in the face and shit. And it's -10. Why? Because the temperature's going up and fucking down and up and fucking down. And believe it or not, I've lived outside when it was -40. So like, it can be done. But there was a steady -4. You know, it went down to -40 something, and then it came back up reasonably. You know, like. I do believe I was wearing 4 layers of everything. I had a week's worth of clothes. I was wearing them all at once, But fuck this up. There's all sorts of crazy shit on the news, so I'm gonna fucking get this twisted up and lit before I even turn it on, Alright, no matter what I do with this one. Fuck. Who the fuck cares? Oh, that didn't work. I want to see if they changed the story yet. Oh, we did that today. That would have been. They probably didn't. That was a horrible story earlier. Oh, and I gotta take a fucking painkiller, right? How do you forget that?
Welcome to Environment Canada's weather service. For the City of Toronto, press 1. For
What did
your
I just-
Durham, press...
What did I just fucking do? Fuck.
Hello, and welcome to Toronto Public Library's Style Story. Please listen carefully. If you wish to hear a story for younger children, press 1. If you wish to hear a story for older children, press 2. If you wish to hear the Nutcracker, press 3. Otherwise, hold for...
Let's try 2.
Le chien noir. Cric, crac, les enfants. Parli, parlo, parlons.
What are you teaching these kids?
Sakataba. À la porte, les seuses qui ne m'écoutent pas. Un soir d'hiver, dans un chantier, des bicherons écoutaient, comme d'habitude, les récits de conteurs. Et quels récits! Ils parlaient des loups-garous, des feux follets qui vous séduisent pour les suivre dans les profondeurs du bois, des fantômes, des lutins, et surtout du diable lui-même. Rien ne bouge que les flammes dans le poêle et les ombres projetées sur les murs. Enfin, le conteur termine sa dernière histoire avec un sakataba, sakatabi, mes contes sont finis. Tout le monde s'élève, se s'étire les jambes, et puis un bicheron, un jeune, se détache du groupe pour leur dire « Mes amis, je dois parler. Ces histoires, ce sont des bêtises, des enfantillages. Moi, je suis Canadien, mais pendant quelques années, j'ai travaillé aux États. Au chantier là-bas, on ne raconte plus. Les Américains, ils sont plus sophistiqués, plus modernes. Ils ne croient pas au diable, au loup-garou et le reste. Et moi non plus. C'est de la superstition, quoi. » Un murmure vague se fait entendre parmi ses camarades. « Mon gars, dit le conteur, il est dangereux de parler ainsi. » À ce moment, la porte de la cabane s'ouvre d'elle-même. Là, sur le seuil de la porte, il y a un gros chien noir. Il n'est pas féroce, pas un grondement s'échappe la gueule
Je suis
massive.
le chien
Il
noir.
entre dans la cabane pour se diriger vers le poêle, devant lequel il s'étend par terre, la tête entre les pattes. Mais, chose étrange, le chien porte un objet sur le dos, un grand cercueil. Les bicherons sont stupéfiés. D'où vient-il ce chien et pourquoi le cercueil? Le conteur répond à leurs questions. Je le sais, mes amis, ce chien est l'émissaire du diable. Le cercueil, vous remarquez qu'il est vide. C'est pour quelqu'un d'entre nous. De nous? Mais qui? Personne n'est mort ni malade. C'est pour qui le cercueil? Je ne sais pas, est les réponses du conteur. On verra. Il se met debout. Il s'approche du chien et puis il entre dans le cercueil. Le conteur s'étend, se croise les bras sur la poitrine comme s'il était mort. Le chien ne bouge pas. Après un moment, le conteur se lève, sort du cercueil et revient à sa place.
I'm not gonna make it.
Évidemment, dit-il, le cercueil n'est pas pour moi. Et il donne un coup de coude à son voisin de gauche. À toi le tour. Ce dernier, l'ivrogne du chantier, fait la même chose. Il entre dans le cercueil, s'étend, se croise les bras. Tout à coup, une oreille du chien se dresse. Sa queue commence à s'agiter. « Regardez, regardez !» crient les autres. « C'est le buveur qui l'emporte !» Mais déjà, l'oreille et la queue se baissent. Le chien ne bouge plus. L'ivrogne sort et revient à sa place. « C'est pas pour moi non plus !»« À toi le tour !» ajoute-t-il à son voisin de gauche. Et le sacreur, le blasphémateur du camp. Et quand ce sacreur s'agite plus vite qu'avant. Une patte se lève. Ah, c'est pas le buveur, c'est le sacreur, crient les bûcherons. Il sera emporté chez les diables. Mais non, de nouveau, pattes, queue, oreilles se baissent. Le sacreur reprend sa place, adresse la parole à son voisin. Ton tour maintenant. Et ainsi de suite, à tour de rôle, chaque bûcheron essaie le cercueil. Si l'occupant mène une vie vertueuse, le chien ne réagit pas, mais s'il trouve un buveur, un sacreur, un tricheur ou quelqu'un qui se moque de la religion, le chien fait quelques signes de vouloir partir. Cependant, il semble toujours se raviser et il revient toujours à sa position originale. Enfin, tout le monde a essayé le cercueil, sauf un. Ouais, le jeune homme qui ne croit plus aux histoires du conteur. Non, je n'y entre pas, affirme-t-il, c'est un exemple parfait de la superstition canadienne. Quant au chien, cherchons plutôt une explication logique. Il appartient à un directeur de funérailles. Mais le conteur lui coupe la parole. Mon gars, entre dans le cercueil, dit-il. Non, je ne veux pas, réplique l'incroyant. Mais que faites-vous? Car 4 de ses camarades s'avancent vers lui d'un air significatif. Faut entrer, disent les bûcherons en chœur. Ils ramassent le jeune par les bras et les jambes pour le transporter vers le poêle. Laissez-moi, je vous dis, hurle-t-il. Eh bien, il le laisse dans le cercueil. Et lorsque le chien sent le coin de ce jeune homme sur son dos, ses 2 oreilles se dressent, sa queue s'agite furieusement. 1, 2, 3, 4 pattes se lèvent. Le chien, il est debout. Il franchit la porte de la cabane pour pénétrer dans le bois. Au secours, crie le jeune bûcheron. Je ne peux pas sortir. Ses camarades le suivent, mais le chien court trop vite. Ils ne peuvent pas le rattraper. Bientôt, chien et cercueil sont disparus de leurs yeux. Mais ils entendent encore la voix de leur ami qui hurle. Au secours! Sauvez-moi! Je crois maintenant! Mais sa voix se perd dans les profondeurs de la forêt, pour ne plus jamais se faire entendre sur la terre. Attention, dire du conteur. Sakataba, sakatabi. Le conte est fini. Et si ce conte t'a plu, pourquoi pas visiter ta bibliothèque du quartier pour en entendre davantage? S'il te plaît, raccroche maintenant pour que d'autres personnes puissent aussi écouter. Merci.
Thank you for listening to a story today. Please call back again tomorrow for a different story. Goodbye.
Je me décroche. The news is fucked up, eh? Some cab driver just got stabbed. There's a hit and run again. And of course, you know, all this Iran thing. And the airplane with 63 Canadians on it. So yeah, I had to get that twisted up before I even start trying to listen to that and have anything to say about it. It's not going to come out fucked up. Oh, my face don't feel good. And that was my last fucking pill.
The lake effect flurries here through this evening. Overnight, partly cloudy down to minus 13 degrees. And we'll get up to minus 3 in the afternoon, mainly cloudy skies. There is a slight chance of some flurries in the morning, though, right along the lakeshore with that southeast breeze. And then Thursday night, temperatures continue to rise. By Friday, we're up to 8 degrees with some light rain, but that is going to turn heavy. That rainfall during the day on Saturday. Localized ponding, pooling, some flooding possible as well with that heavier rain. Temperatures 10 degrees and falling.
Minus
and by Saturday
17
evening,
to
we're
plus
keeping
8.
a close eye on that rain, switching over to freezing rain, prolonged, and then over to ice pellets overnight into Sunday morning. So very icy. Special weather statements are out for this potential winter storm. Overnight tonight, we're down to a low of minus 13 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, minus 7, feels like minus 15. A few clouds in the sky.
Okay.
Minus 8 at Pearson feeling like minus 16.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Cold Drops. One drop for temporary relief of sore throat and nasal congestion.
Cold Drops.
Cold Drops are available at Metro pharmacies near you. This product may not be right for you. Always read and follow the label. The holidays are over and it's time to take care of all those bills. Don't go to a payday loan company. Go to borrowwithyourcar.com. If you have equity in your car or home, go to the front of the line for fast approval on a loan up to $35,000. Car and homeowners, remember,
Just one click. Borrowwithyourcar.com.
you get great rates on a loan that actually works towards improving your credit score. Remember Prudent Financial, your trusted equity lender since 1984.
Borrowwithyourcar.com.
At 680 News, we know weather.
And we guarantee it.
If we're off by more than 3 degrees, we'll announce a lucky winner of our growing cash jackpot.
Now, get more chances to win each month and vacation better with Sunwing.
Enter in January for your chance to win an all-inclusive vacation for 2 at the Rio Palace, Cabo San Lucas in Mexico.
Enjoy beautiful coastal views, multiple swim-up bars, and access to themed parties at the neighboring Rio Resort.
Enter the 680 News weather guarantee with Sunwing
At Rio Hotels and Resorts.
at 680news.com.
Aretha Franklin's family calling for a boycott of an upcoming film about the legendary singer.
Last month, MGM released a trailer for the Aretha Franklin biopic called Respect. But in an online rant, Cal Franklin, Aretha's son, said his family does not support the movie, nor the book Queen Next Door. He says the film's producers never contacted the family for permission to use the Queen of Soul's image and asked fans not to support the movie. He does add that the only person involved in the movie that his mother supported was Jennifer Hudson, who portrays Franklin. ABC News.
Business is next.
I thought that was the business. What the fuck?
Cars for kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car.
Also accepting boats, motorcycles, RVs, and truck donations.
We are summer. Are you ready? Are you ready?
It's coming soon. North America's largest indoor boat show. Did you know we have over 300 seminars? Plus cottage country and learn from the fishing pros at the tank. The Toronto International Boat Show, presented by the Toronto Star, January 17th to 26th at the Enercare Center.
We are summer. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
The Toronto Boat Show.
Visit TorontoBoatShow.com.
Now time for the business report. Here is Richard Southard.
Good evening. McDonald's is expanding its Beyond Meat experiment into more restaurants.
Experiment. Experiment.
Back in September,
Remember that word.
Burger chain began testing the plant-based Beyond Meat burger in just 28 restaurants in and around the London, Ontario area. And the expansion of this test comes at a time when pretty much all of McDonald's competitors already have a plant-based sandwich on their menu. So the pressure is on the Golden Arches.
What they do in London don't count for everybody else.
For the
That
first
don't
round of
count
the
for,
test. It
don't
did say the
get
second
confused.
round will feature a slightly cheaper burger. It will be 50 cents off at $5.99. McDonald's stock higher above $205
The Big Mac is
per
$5.99.
share today.
You
Interesting
take
news from
50
Apple,
cents
it
off
seems,
and charge
many people got a
$5.99,
new
and I'm just fucking
iPhone under
stupid,
the tree for Christmas and are eager to fill it with apps. Apple said customers spent $1.4 billion in the App Store just between Christmas and New Year's. It also indicated its new service has now reached 100 million monthly active users. Apple stock about $303, record high territory. Well, we thought with all the turmoil in the Mideast, we may have been in for a bumpy ride for stocks. Wasn't the case. Donald Trump calmed investor nerves.
No, I don't think he did anything.
De-escalation in Iran.
There's something weird going on here. There's so much money switching hands. We're getting deceived.
S&P up 15, the NASDAQ up 60
Gold
points.
went up. The oil went up. Hold on.
TSX, little change, down a fraction at 17,167. Gold stocks largely the reason. The price for the precious metal, which has been surging, was down $14 to $1,560 the ounce. Price for oil as well pulled back in dramatic fashion, down just over $3 to $59.61 per barrel. Silver lining there is we're expecting a drop for gasoline in Toronto tonight and another one on Friday morning. Canadian dollar at 76.74 cents. U.S. top stories only 60 seconds away here on 680 News.
When it
Even
comes
it's
to
2
building
days
brand
ahead of
awareness,
time with
Nick
gas
DiDonato,
prices.
President and CEO of
Since this
Liberty
Iran
Entertainment
thing
Group,
happened.
advertises on 680 News to help spread the word.
Liberty Entertainment Group runs multiple restaurants and entertainment venues throughout Toronto. When we were awarded the Gambler Rosso Best Restaurant Opening in the world from Don Alfonso 1890, it was big international news. And what better way to get the news out to Toronto than going to 680 News?
And the marketing experts at 680 News are always on hand for professional guidance.
The team at 680 News understood what we wanted to accomplish and eloquently drafted up some commercials that really got the message out for us. Don Alfonso had arrived in Toronto. Our marketing campaign on 680 News was an overwhelming success.
And the secret of that success?
Consistency on message and frequency. So being on 680 News for a long period of time, delivering the message of our Michelin chef at Don Alfonso really worked. 680 News is the way to go.
Get 680 News working for you. Call 680 News Advertising at 416-935-NEWS. 680 News time, 11 o'clock.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are Asher Ross and Caitlin Lee.
All right, let's have it.
Good evening. This is Wednesday, the 8th of January.
Here's what's making news this hour.
Calling it a heartbreaking tragedy, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says 138 passengers on the plane that crashed in Iran were en route to Canada. He's requesting a Canadian role in the investigation.
Huh.
2 rockets launched on Iraqi soil as Middle East tensions continue, and the reported target, the U.S. Embassy.
A taxi cab driver has been stabbed over an apparent fare dispute in North York. The suspect, still armed, has fled to a nearby mall.
It's not a plot twist from The Crown. It's real-life drama playing out at Buckingham Palace as Harry and Meghan announce they're leaving the royal family with word the Queen had no idea.
The Leafs fall at the hands of Blake
I don't
Wheeler
think
in
the
the
Queen has an
shootout,
idea
while the
much of
Raptors
anything.
survive in overtime down in Charlotte. Sports at 15.
The last thing the company needed, Boeing stock loses $4 billion in market value amid the crash in Iran. Wall Street moves higher as Trump eases investor nerves. Business at 26.
680 News time, 11:01.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. And with Toronto's most frequent traffic reports, here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by TSC. So a couple of stalled vehicles out there, a few that are causing some problems on the westbound 401 just west of the 412. 2 left lanes are blocked here by emergency crews as they clean up what came in as a stalled vehicle. It looks like a crash to me. It's getting jammed up from approaching the 412, but the thing is, it doesn't seem to be getting any worse than this. So your delays are from approaching the 412 to just west of it, and then on your way. Just a heads up, through Keele and the Collectors, 2 right lanes are blocked. That's also closing the Keele ramps onto the westbound 401 tonight. Another stalled transport truck just west of the 427 on the westbound 401. Right lane is blocked here. MTO is on the scene with their signboards. Eastbound and westbound 407 ramps
Are
to
they
the
juggling that shit on the side of the road? Or you
just
just talking the standard light boards?
404 ramp to 16th. That's a new
It's on the
closure.
Signboards and light boards. Like, what are you talking about?
Highway 89, cones are going up in the 2 left lanes there, but everything's up to speed. Eastbound Bass Pro Mills
Detour
ramp to
that
the 7
way.
400, that's closed now. And down at Shepherd on the 7 400, the right lane is blocked tonight. Westbound QEW, stalled transport truck. It's been there for a while. Heavy tow is finally on the scene. They're just lifting the rig up, and hopefully we'll get out of the way. Westbound QEW, west of 3rd line, the ramp lane is still blocked here. Defy aging and restore elasticity with the Pry Peacock Ageless
So if the tow truck drivers are shooting at each other with handguns, you think the heavy tows got AKs and shotties or something?
35%. Shop TSC.ca. Your next report is at 11:11, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ranzahai.
Partly cloudy skies overnight tonight. We're down to a cold low, though, of minus 13, feeling like minus 16 with the wind, although the wind is going to die down tonight. Now, early tomorrow morning, that wind off the lake could produce some flurries right along the lakeshore in the morning. Otherwise, the afternoon is dry, mainly cloudy, and an afternoon temperature of minus 3. Tonight, we're down to a low of minus 13 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, minus 7, feeling like minus 15. A few clouds in the sky. It's minus 8 at Pearson. 680 News time, 11:03.
flags are flying at half-mast all across Canada, including on Parliament Hill, in the wake of last night's plane crash in Tehran that killed 176 people, including at least 63 Canadians.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau addressed the tragedy earlier this afternoon, promising Canada will
everybody's
push for
addressing everything. You write someone an envelope, because otherwise you people ain't addressing shit.
Heartbreaking tragedy. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau confirms dozens of Canadians
He addressed
lost their
the
lives.
media.
But he also reveals a total of 138 of the passengers were en route to Canada.
All people who won't be coming home to their parents, their colleagues, or their family.
The Prime Minister says he's contacted other world leaders and is working with allies to ensure there's a thorough investigation, and the government will request that Iran allow Canadian investigators to take part. This crash happened not long after Iranian missile attacks on U.S. bases in Iraq, and Trudeau says he can't rule out any possible cause.
Obviously, we are very, very early days on the investigation. And it's
He may be a complete fuck up, but he's got all these Canadians behind
to
him.
honor the victims. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
He's just a figurehead.
Meantime, here in the city, the CN Tower has gone dark to honor the 63 Canadians
Hold up.
killed
A
in that
plane's gonna
crash
hit that
in Iran. Many of them went to school here in the GTA. 680's Moment Qureshi has more.
Several families across the GTA are dealing with the devastation of finding out their loved ones are among the at least 63 Canadians who died in the Ukrainian jetliner crash in Iran. In a statement, the Eurasian District School Board saying nothing prepares us for the news of the airline crash that took place in Iran on Wednesday, especially one that affects children and youth. Sadly, we are aware that our region and schools have been directly affected by the sudden and tragic loss of life. We are heartbroken by the news, and our thoughts and deepest condolences are with all those affected. The TDSB and U of T releasing similar statements saying several of its students also died in the crash. You can find more details on the aftermath of the crash at 680news.com. I'm Moment Qureshi.
680 News Time 11:05. In the wake of this crash, many are wondering if Canada will re-examine diplomacy with Iran. That is the subject of the latest episode of the Big Story podcast.
They'll act like it's diplomacy, but it's going to be military intervention.
Of Canadians on that flight to the total number of passengers. Why is that?
This is mainly because Iranian Canadians do not have as many options as other nationalities when it comes to choosing the flight that they take.
Many major airlines have stopped flying to Iran. The episode is available for download right now wherever you get your podcasts.
680 News Time 11:06. A chilling scene in the Iraqi capital of Baghdad today as two rockets landed in the green zone that houses several government buildings, including the U.S. Embassy.
See, I picture Iraq. A rocket goes off, and before the second one goes off, there's people shooting at them, right? That's what I picture of Iraq. So I don't understand this shit.
Iraqi officials say, though the embassy was the target of the strike, it wasn't hit and no casualties were reported. And according to Mark Stone of Sky News, this kind of activity is nothing new for the area.
It has, it's worth stating, been under fairly constant rocket fire, rocket attack, certainly through this year and latter end of last year as well.
The strike does add to some very tense times following the U.S. airstrike in Iran last week, but Iran said not to be responsible for these rockets, with reports indicating the attack is similar to others that were led by Iraqi militia. I'm Stuart McGinn.
680 News Time 11:07. Breaking news from North York, Toronto police are looking for a suspect after a taxi driver was stabbed. It happened at Yonge and York Mills around 9:15 tonight. Constable David Hopkinson tells 680 News it may have started after a fare dispute.
We had information that there might have been a dispute between the taxi cab driver and his fare, and during that dispute, the taxi cab driver may have been stabbed.
The victim suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police say they are searching a nearby mall for the man responsible. Stay with 680 News for more.
Yeah, a knife will go right through that car seat, man. You can't fuck around, man.
TTC, police officers still actively searching for a missing teen on the Yonge University Spadina line. 17-year-old Lovejoy Chua was last seen at around 9:15 this morning near Kennedy and Lawrence. She was last seen wearing a black jacket, gray pants, and black boots. You can expect delays along line 1 while the search continues, as well as a heightened police presence both on trains and at stations.
Some shocking news for royal watchers today as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex announced they're stepping away from their royal duties. But as 680's Cam Dort tells us, it looks like the move surprised no one more than the Queen herself.
Harry and Meghan are trying to make it on their own. And according to the BBC, the Queen is none too thrilled. A statement from Buckingham Palace says discussions with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex
Look at the wacky
early stage, with some reports
mixed race royal couple trying to get by in a Lower East Side walk-up apartment
the couple has been struggling with the spotlight.
But I think
with their new kid,
that they've been under.
who happens to be the king in the future, right?
Them as the rock star couple of the moment.
And the wacky landlord's going to come over every day.
And interest to get as many pictures and information about this couple.
Tuesday in London, there was a massive media presence for their visit to the Canada House.
You don't even have to write the shit. What does the woman do? Oh, she used to be on TV. Oh, that's perfect.
Meghan's mom in BC over Christmas, leading many to believe they could split their future time here.
It's called British Columbia.
30 seconds.
680 News Time, 11:09.
This is 680 News. Every day in Canada,
Where you can buy a crack with British pounds.
Mortgage rates are falling. Important announcement. If your mortgage renews in the next 90 days, contact butlermortgage.ca. 2.38%, 5-year fixed rate at renewal. No gimmicks, no fees. It's the same mortgage as your bank. If you qualify, you save thousands. 2.38%,
It's
5-year
the same
fixed
mortgage as your bank. Hold on. A lot of people are pissed off at their banks.
License number
Hold on.
118, high ratio fixed rate transfers, APR of 2.39%.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. Info predicts the price of gas is going down a cent at midnight to just under $1.19 a liter.
Fucking Legos is all
680
over.
News Time, 11:10.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.ca/Canada. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. It's the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.ca/Canada. That's
411
ziprecruiter.ca/CANADA. ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada.
It'll be 416, then it'll be 420.
680 News Time, 11:11.
Traffic, weather together. Here's Craig. This report is brought to you by Monte Carlo Inns. So we had a crash on the westbound 401 just west of the 412. Looks like they've cleared it off. They're just occupying the left shoulder now. So delays are easing through here. We still have some vehicles on the scene, and we'll let you know if those disappear. It shouldn't be causing any problems. Farther along on the westbound 401, some construction to be aware of. At Kiel, the ramps are closed onto the westbound 401, and also in the collectors, they have the 2 right lanes blocked off. We had a stone transport truck, west 401, just west of the 427. That's gone now. A bit of construction is closed. The eastbound and westbound 407 ramps to the southbound 400. The North 404 ramp to 16th Avenue, that's also closed tonight. Eastbound Bass Pro Mills ramp to the South 400, that's also shut down. We're seeing some delays through the construction here on the westbound QEW. Looks like game traffic, Leafs game traffic heading westbound on the QEW is building up through this construction zone where it's 2 left lanes blocked at Ford Drive. So we're seeing backups from approaching Winston Churchill. And then west of 3rd Line, the ramp lane is blocked here with the stalled transport truck. They still haven't moved it, but it's not causing any issues. The Mavis and Hurontario ramps onto the eastbound 403 are also closed here because of overnight construction. Looking for a wonderful winter escape right now at Monte Carlo Inns, you can save 20% on a luxury suite. Go to montecarloinns.com and enter the promo code WINTER. Your next report is at 11:21, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
It is a cold night tonight. Temperatures have been falling all day, and we're going down to -13. Wind chill right around -16 all night and into the morning. We'll have a bit of sun in the morning, although chance of lake effect flurries up until about 10 a.m. right along the lakeshore. The rest of the city is going to be dry, mainly cloudy, and an afternoon temperature of -3 and rising. By Friday, we're up to 8 degrees. We'll have some light rain. Through the night tonight, we're down to a low of -13 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, pretty cold. -7, feeling like -15. A few clouds in the sky. At Pearson Airport, -8, feeling like -15.
We're gonna use this to see which one is fast.
Police are looking for the driver and vehicle involved in a fatal hit and run that happened over the weekend. This was at around 10 o'clock Saturday night near Jarvis and Gerrard. Police say a 65-year-old man was struck by a vehicle, later pronounced dead in hospital. Investigators believe the vehicle involved is a dark-colored Porsche Cayenne, model year 2011 to 2017, with damage to the front right side. You can see security footage of that vehicle at 680news.com. Still to come on 680 News, more problems for Bombardier after hundreds of subway cars were pulled from service in the Big Apple over safety concerns.
680 News Time, 11:14.
When Lana Duke, owner of Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, wanted to grow sales and brand awareness in the GTA, she used the combined power of 680 News and Sportsnet 590 The Fan to help her reach more of her target market.
In a city like Toronto, you have two major factors. You have business and sports, and you're commuting to work and you're following the daily news. And of course, if you're like me, you're also following your favorite sports team. And I just
It tells
it's
me
natural to buy 680
to
News
try
and
the
Sportsnet
fucking
590
website.
The Fan, because advertising on both of them allows us to reach our total audience.
So the two-station combination is working for you?
For years and years, there's nothing stronger than radio doing it consistently. So I knew that 680 News and Sportsnet 590 The Fan would just be a powerhouse for us. It's definitely working. Definitely go with both and it'll come back to you tenfold.
Okay, Lana, I gotta ask. Can you do the catchphrase for us?
Come hungry, darling.
Get 680 News and Sportsnet 590 The Fan working for you. Call 416-935-NEWS. This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Partly cloudy, -7, feeling like -15 with the wind. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Asher Roth.
And I'm Caitlin Lee. Here are the top stories this hour.
Several families across the GTA have directly been affected by last night's tragic plane crash in the Iranian capital of Tehran that killed at least 63 Canadians. The University of Toronto releasing the names of 6 of its students who lost their lives. Western University recently coming out with a statement saying 4 of their students were killed in the crash. The Toronto and York Region District School Boards also releasing statements and have put out tips on their websites for parents on how to deal with a grieving child. We're following breaking news from North York where a taxi cab driver has been stabbed over an apparent fare dispute. It happened just before 9:30 near Yonge and York Mills. Police say the victim suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries while the suspect fled to a nearby mall. And you can continue to expect delays in a police presence on Line 1, the Yonge University Spadina line, as officers and TTC staff search for a missing teen. 17-year-old Lovejoy Chua was last seen near Kennedy and Lawrence at around 9:15 this morning. You can find her picture on the Toronto Police Twitter page. Time now for 680 Sports from Sports.
That's a well-organized page. Go to TorontoPolice.ca. I'll give you the damn address. These people are so fucking
final shot in overtime. Davis guards Rozier. Puts up a shot. Doesn't go. And the Raptors win it in overtime.
They're so fucking lazy.
Matt Devlin with the call
Yeah,
on
look it up on the Toronto Police Twitter page. Where do I find that?
Career high, 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists in his first ever career start for the Raptors. The team now has the next few days off until they take on the San
People that
Antonio
don't use that
Spurs
shit
on
don't
Sunday.
know you can use it
Down at
without
Scotiabank
logging
Arena,
in.
it took a shootout for the Jets to prevail 4-3 over the Leafs. Captain Blake Wheeler ends things by scoring in the 4th round of the shootout. Leafs pick up a point, but they're now off until Sunday's game against the Florida Panthers. And only one other game on the go right now in the NHL. The Kings lead the Stars 1-0, while the Flyers beat the Capitals 3-2.
They also don't tell you that the
Sports at
fucking
15 and 45.
the police have half a dozen fucking Twitter pages.
Now on TV and radio, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 11:17.
A new series on CBC.
These are the 3 Marines you killed last night. So today you belong to me.
Am I being arrested?
Depends on what?
On me. A soldier makes a deadly mistake, and his only hope for freedom is to become a spy.
We want the good people of Canada to be afraid of activists and draft dodgers.
Oh, this one's easy. It's TorontoPolice.on.ca/social media/Twitter.php. You might be able to leave that last part off, but maybe not. And somewhere in here will be this girl's picture, right? Oh, this is useful. It shows a picture of the account that posted, so I have to.
Register. That's walk.alz.to. Together, we walk.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News at 11:18.
Yes, I am, but I'm not taking you seriously.
American lawmakers will vote tomorrow on limiting U.S. President Donald Trump's ability to take military action against Iran. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called the drone strike that killed Iran's top general, Qasem Soleimani, provocative and disproportionate. House Minority Whip Steve Scalise says now is not the time to hold back the president.
We should all be coming together to support our commander-in-chief to protect America, not debating how to limit the president's ability to defend this country.
A similar bill faces an uphill fight in the GOP-led Senate, and if passed, President Trump would veto it. Ed Donahue, Washington.
You didn't tell us nothing about this.
More trouble for Bombardier after New York City's Transit Authority announced it has pulled nearly 300 new subway cars because of safety concerns.
Yeah, it's more bad PR for a Canadian company that's had plenty of it. The New York Transit Authority has pulled about 300 newly delivered subway cars from Bombardier. Safety concerns are the reason. Issues with the doors. Apparently they were leaking oil. Making the decision here is Andy Byford. Remember him? He's the head of the New York Transit Authority, the former man in charge of the TTC, and he was in charge of the Toronto Transit Commission when it was dealing with delayed streetcars being delivered from Bombardier. Bombardier stock down just slightly today at $1.85. It's down 13% over the past 12 months. At the Business Center, Hammer shoots up.
We'll check the roads in your extended forecast in 1 minute. 680 News Time, 11:20.
Smaller businesses can't keep up with the big guys. With help from 680 News.
My name is Steve Forberg, and I'm the CEO of Decorium. Decorium is a retail furniture showroom. My family's been in the furniture business for over 3 generations now. The only station that we're on the radio with is 680 News.
How has 680 News helped you achieve your advertising goals?
Well, our advertising goal is to reach, obviously, as many of our demographic as we possibly can. And with 680 News, that
Our
gives us
gang
the
prevention
ability to get a greater
website
reach out
includes
there
a
in the
variety
marketplace
of
over
publicly
some other,
available
mainstream
information,
media.
including various publications, something.
When we get on 680 News and our spots hit the air, our phone starts ringing. We can see an uptick in our in-store traffic, and it really creates the awareness that we're looking for.
Would you recommend 680 News to others?
I would absolutely recommend advertising on 680 News to other businesses. Our feeling is if you're going to be on the radio, you might as well be with the best station.
Get 680 News working for you. Call 680 News Advertising at 416-935-NEWS. 680 News Time, 11:21.
With a look at the roads, Greg here. This report is brought to you by Salvation Army Thrift Store. So we have a bit of a slowdown. It's on the eastbound, the westbound QEW. We have construction at Ford Drive. You go down to a single right lane getting by here. So the construction starts from, looks like just west of Erin Mills. So we're looking at delays now from approaching Winston Churchill. On the westbound QEW. So you can expect some slowdowns as you go through this zone. That's pretty much it for delays. We did have a stalled transport truck that was sitting just west of 3rd Line on the westbound QEW for quite a while. It is gone now. Yay. The rest is really just construction out there. We cleaned up our crash on the westbound 401 west of the 412. It's all gone. And then construction through Kiel and the Collectors has closed the Kiel ramps onto the westbound 401. We have both the eastbound and the westbound 407 ramps to the southbound 400 closed tonight. The eastbound Bass Pro Mills ramp to the southbound 400, that's also been shut down for construction. We also have a closure of the Mavis and Hurontario ramps onto the eastbound 403, and the east 403 ramp to Hurontario has been closed for some construction as well. Hearing of a stalled vehicle on the eastbound 403 in the HOV lane at Eglinton. This is a stalled vehicle. It's not causing any problems as far as I can tell right now. By donating your gently used clothing and household items, you're not just supporting community programs, you're contributing to a greener community. Go green and give to the Salvation Army Thrift Store today.
I need a $3 coffee pot, motherfucker.
Your next report is at 11:31, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
The wind is finally starting to calm down, so that's going to shut off the lake effect flurries here through this evening. Overnight, partly cloudy down to minus 13 degrees, and we'll get up to minus 3 in the afternoon, mainly cloudy skies. There is a slight chance of some flurries in the morning, though, right along the lakeshore with that southeast breeze. And then Thursday night, Temperatures continue to rise. By Friday, we're up to 8 degrees with some light rain, but that is going to turn heavy. That rainfall during the day on Saturday. Localized ponding, pooling, some flooding possible as well with that heavier rain. Temperatures 10 degrees and falling. And by Saturday evening, we're keeping a close eye on that rain, switching over to freezing rain, prolonged, and then over to ice pellets overnight into Sunday morning. So very icy. Special weather statements are out for this potential winter storm. Overnight tonight, we're down to a low of minus 13 degrees.
Fucking hell.
Right now in downtown Toronto, it is minus 7, feeling like minus 15, and partly cloudy. Minus 8, feeling like minus 15.
They don't want to find this fucking girl. I've been trying for 5 fucking minutes to share the fucking picture.
You're approved, and you're approved, and you're approved for first, second, or third equity-only home mortgages despite your income. Credit, even if in power of sale. Simply apply in just 3 minutes anytime at savers.ca. That's S-A-V, like Victor, E-R-S.ca.
Usually that's not going to work. Facebook post, that might work.
That's 416-493-1983 or apply anytime at savers.ca.
Coming up at 11:30, the latest on last night's tragic plane crash in the Iranian capital. Our Cormac McSweeney is covering the Prime Minister's remarks, and our Momin Qureshi will have more on the families affected across the GTA.
680 News Time, 11:24.
What you need to know before heading out the door.
Simply ask your smart speaker to play 680 News.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Harvey Brooker Weight Loss for Men. It'll be an exciting lunch hour for some Toronto students tomorrow, lucky enough to head to Nathan Phillips Square to watch an outdoor practice by the Maple Leafs. The team is taking part in the skate on the rink at the square at noon. The event is free and open to the public. Now, the Leafs practiced in the same spot in front of thousands last year and even took the subway with their skate guards on to get there. Tomorrow's event is the kickoff of a weekend full of free hockey-themed events taking over Nathan Phillips Square. It'll include a Leafs alumni game and a chance to watch the Buds on the outdoor big screen Sunday night as they take on the Florida Panthers. Your business report is 1 minute away.
680 News Time, 11:25.
Hey guys, have you been on medication or just feel lousy because of your weight? Sleep apnea, sciatica, I had it all until I met the team at Harvey Brooker Weight Loss for Men. I'm Pat Carano, a 51-year-old accounting professional from Woodbridge, and I'm telling you, losing my
everybody thinks they're doing some useful thing by pressing a save button.
Weight together and keeping it off change your life. Call now, 416-222-9887.
That's not to edit these URLs 8 fucking times,
If you could do it alone, you would have done
Found it. Thank you. Loaded.
This
Motherfucker.
message is for you. With the government running massive deficits, CRA is cracking down harder than ever before.
Hey,
It's only a matter of
why
time
didn't the
until they
website
find
come
you.
up on your search results?
CRA can
But
garnish your
the
wages,
post
empty
of
your
the
bank account, clean
link
your house,
shared to
or recommend
Facebook
criminal
page. What the
prosecution.
fuck is wrong
If
with
you
you?
made a mistake, it's not too late. Call Mark Feldstein Chartered Professional Accountants now at Pound Tax. That's the pound sign tax. Or visit markfeldstein.ca.
680 News Time, 11:26.
Now the business report with Richard Sumner.
Good evening. It's the last thing the world's largest airplane manufacturer needed. Another jumbo-sized problem. That's exactly what Boeing has. Boeing stock fell 1 3/4% today, wiping some $4 billion in the firm's market cap off the table, following a fatal 737 crash in Iran last night. Ukraine, the international airlines flight heading from Iran to Ukraine, lost control minutes after takeoff. The jet involved was the predecessor to the 737 MAX. This particular model actually had a very good safety record. Technical issues have been suggested as the reason for the crash. However, it happened just hours after Iran fired missiles into Iraq, and that's why some are skeptical about the real cause here. Still, at least one analyst downgraded Boeing stock in the wake of all this. As well, Air Canada has announced that its Toronto to Dubai flight will be rerouted to avoid Iraq. It was previously flying over that region. Robert Kokonis, air expert at AirTrav, says this is going to cost Air Canada some extra dough.
I was in Baghdad, Iraq, back in September before all the problems broke out. And
Oh, yeah, that was way before any problems in
a lot of
Baghdad.
revenues from overflights over their airspace. They shifted from Iranian airspace because there's some problems there. So now, the airspace is closed. That's a real problem because the flight from Dubai to Canada, if Iran and Iraq and Syria are no fly zones, boy, this is going to put a lot of flight time onto those aircraft above and beyond what was scheduled.
Air Canada stock did move higher today, $49.04.
A couple extra hours on a flight is just going to destroy those airframes.
To 28,745 as Trump
fly millions of kilometers, but they're not going to take a couple extra hours to go around Iran and Iraq.
FX down just a fraction of a point. Price for oil and gold both fell. The loonie at 70 cents, 0.69 cents US. Top stories next on 680 News.
Enjoy a great big winter welcome in New York City. Seize the season with Porter Airlines at a special offer called NYC Winter Outing. This offer includes 2-for-1 tickets to top attractions and Broadway shows, plus prefix deals at the best restaurants. Make it happen January 21 through February 9 by booking your flight to New York City with Porter Airlines. Visit flyporter.com/NY. Porter, flying refined.
Bodog.net wants to show you how to make a play. When it feels like all of Canada says no, you're asking why not. When everyone's got LA as the favorite, you're repping the underdog from the 6. When your friends say your team is just a bunch of hype, you say, bring it on. When the odds are stacked against you, the post-game tastes that much sweeter.
For fuck's sake,
Chance to make a play at Bodog.net, your source of free casino games, poker strategy, and live sports odds.
It's time for the 680 News Business Travelers Forecast, brought to you by OFX Global Money Transfers. OFX, the money transfer specialists, help businesses and individuals move money globally with a secure digital experience and 24/7 human support. More at OFX.com.
Vancouver, overcast and 2 degrees. Winnipeg, fog, -14. Halifax, clear, -8. Right now in downtown Toronto, a partly cloudy sky, -7, feeling like -15. This is CFTR 680 News at 11:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Here are Asher Ross and
Oh my god, this is fucking impossible to work
Good evening.
with,
It's Wednesday, January the 8th.
Here's what's making news right now. The Prime Minister vowing to get answers after 63 Canadians are killed in a plane crash in Iran. Even more passengers were heading to Canada. The government is not ruling out any possible cause. A devastating day for several GTA families as the Toronto and York Region District School Boards confirm several of its students are among the at least 63 Canadians killed on board the Ukrainian airliner that crashed in Iran.
A cab driver has serious injuries after a stabbing near Yonge and York Mills. Toronto police searching for a suspect.
The Duke and Duchess have big plans in the works, but they don't include the Queen. Harry and Meghan step away from the royal family and look for a second home in North America.
The Raptors eke out a win in overtime down in Charlotte, while the Jets prevail over the Leafs in the shootout. Sports at 45.
Surprising comments from BMW about how long it's going to continue making internal combustion engines. Wall Street motors ahead as Trump eases investor nerves. Business at 56.
680 News Time, 11:31.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Quick Gear.
This report is brought to you by the 407 ETR. So some construction delays on the West QEW through Ford Drive. It's 2 left lanes that they have blocked off. So just a single lane getting by once you get down into the thick of it, approaching Ford Drive. Looking at delays from approaching Winston Churchill.
These fucking cops,
close to Mavis and here Ontario, ramps to the eastbound 403.
they're looking in the easiest place to look. They are not looking in the most likely place to find this girl. You do the same thing with your car keys. You check the same spots it's supposed to be over and over because it's easy to look. When the girl in Woodbridge got killed 10 years ago, they didn't search 100 meters up. They searched like 3 meters up from the road. Because who the fuck would walk for 5 minutes to bury a body, right? It's easier to search more miles of road. Oh, we searched hundreds of miles of road, but you only searched 5 feet wide or some shit. You found her like 100 meters from the road. A fucking cadaver dog would have found her if they had walked 100 paces from the fucking road. We're doing the same thing with this girl right now. They've been on the subway for 9 fucking hours.
407 ETR drivers say
No,
they
the
save
story
20
is
to
from 9
60
hours.
minutes per trip. 407 ETR
They've been up and down the
manages
subway
traffic
for 12
excellent
hours
driving
looking for her.
experience.
She's not on the fucking subway. You'd have found her.
Next report is at 11:41 with the forecast and Tasha Ramsahide.
And that's a controlled system. There's all the entrances and exits are fucking
tonight,
cameras.
temperatures down to minus 13, wind chill minus 16. Most of the day and most of the city tomorrow is dry and mainly cloudy with an afternoon temperature of minus 3. That'll continue to rise on Thursday night. But we are watching the morning for a chance of lake effect flurries right along the lake shore in the morning up until about 10, 11 o'clock. Overnight tonight, we're down to a low of minus 13 degrees, wind chill minus 16.
Right now downtown, it's partly cloudy, minus 7, feeling like minus 15. And at Pearson Airport, similar conditions, minus 8, feeling like minus 15. 680 News Time, 11:33.
There were at least 63 Canadians on board and 138 people were headed to Toronto. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is expressing condolences and vowing to get answers after a Ukrainian plane crashed in Iran, killing everyone on board.
680's Cormac McSweeney has the latest from Ottawa.
All Canadians are grieving with you. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau calls this a heartbreaking tragedy and is offering support for those who have lost loved ones. He's also promising to work with allies to ensure a thorough investigation into the cause, which may be difficult for the government since Canada severed diplomatic ties with Iran in 2012. But Trudeau says the Foreign Affairs Minister will be reaching out to his Iranian counterpart to request assistance and presence by Canada, both in Tehran, but also as part of the investigation. He's not ruling out the possibility the plane was shot down. I cannot. It is too early to speculate. On the U.S. conflict with Iran and the suspension of our military missions in the region, Trudeau says our soldiers are safe and Canada remains committed to defeating ISIS. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
As the investigation continues into what caused last night's devastating plane crash, we're learning more about the Canadians killed. 680's Mohamed Qureshi has the story.
Heartbreak and devastation for so many families tonight as they learned their loved ones are among those who died on the Ukrainian airliner crash in Iran. The University of Toronto says several of its students are among the dead. In a statement, the university's president saying, on behalf of the entire University of Toronto community, I want to say how deeply saddened we are and how concerned we are for the families and friends of those who lost their lives. We are continuing to gather information and take care to respect the privacy and wishes of all involved. The TDSB and York Region District School Board releasing similar statements saying several of its students from different schools were on board that flight. Also among those who perished, a family of 3 from Pickering, including a 1-year-old baby. I'm Mohamed Qureshi.
680 News Time, 11:35. The CN Tower is dark tonight to remember those killed. A vigil for some of the victims was held at the University of Toronto campus tonight. Janelle Massett of City News was there.
Of the 176 victims aboard the plane that crashed in Tehran, 6 were students studying at U of T. Amin Muqaddan crossed paths with all 6 of them at one time or another during his time on campus.
I myself lost 6 friends, and I cannot imagine how their families are feeling now, because these people were the hope of their families.
The closest was his friend, Mohammed Asadi Lari, who died along with his sister Zainab. Mohammed was a youth advisor for the Canadian Commission for UNESCO and working as a mechanical engineer while completing his PhD. The other 4 students have been identified as Mujtaba Abbas Nizad, Mohammed Amin Beiruti, Mohammed Amin Jabeli, and Mohammed Salehi, whose wife Zahra was also killed aboard the plane. Janelle Massa, City News. Meanwhile, in Baghdad, more reports of rockets striking the green zone where the U.S. Embassy is located.
A terrifying sound, but one officials acknowledge has become all too familiar in the green zone of Iraq's capital.
It's insane.
Thankfully, the results seeming not quite as horrific. Iraqi officials saying the strike missed its target of the U.S. Embassy and no casualties were reported. Further, local reports show images of debris from the rocket sunken into a dirt road close to the embassy's walls.
What this demonstrates is that there are still people
you got dirt roads around your fucking embassy
who are actively trying to attack Americans and American interests in Iraq.
That's Mark Stone of Sky News also reporting in the midst of these tensions in the Middle East, the attack likely came from Iraqi militia and not Iran itself. I'm Stuart Begin.
680 News Time, 11:38.
You're real specific about that, but you're always talking about proxies.
Breaking news from North York, where a cab driver has been taken to hospital after a stabbing at Yonge and York Mills. Police and paramedics were called to the scene at around 9:15 this evening. Constable David Hopkinson tells us they're looking for the suspect.
Apparently the suspect had walked into a mall in the area, and officers are currently
watching or looking in the mall to try and find him.
And Hopkinson says there appears to have been some sort of altercation over the fair.
Go watch the video and figure out where he went.
Non-life-threatening injuries. Stay with us for more on this developing
See how they waste their fucking manpower? We're looking around in the mall. Go look at the fucking video.
Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, announced they're
Like there's no fucking cameras in the mall, right?
Senior members of the British royal family. It appears Buckingham Palace is not amused.
Harry and Meghan are trying to make it on their own. The Duke and Duchess say they want to become financially independent and balance their time between the UK and North America while still...
Cut them off! See how fucking independent they get.
Diana Stewart has an idea on where the couple may split their time.
The speculation is, of course, that they may be
I want to see him collecting beer cans, and I don't know what she would
when she was working on Suits, the drama.
Trying to hustle bags of weed. How about that?
They were in Canada House meeting with ambassadorial staff for Canada, so that is certainly the speculation here.
Meanwhile, the BBC is reporting the Queen, she was left in the dark for the decision, and a statement from Buckingham Palace says talks are still in the early stage. I'm Cam Dorrit. And we have an update on the search for a missing teen on the Young University Spadina subway line. Police now say 17-year-old Lovejoy Chua has been found. They're thanking the public and TTC staff for their help with the search.
I started mouthing off on the internet. All of a sudden, you come to
9:15 this morning.
In 30 seconds, we'll check gas prices.
680 News Time, 11:39.
There's winter, and then there's wind terror. Wind terror doesn't just bring rain, but freezing.
Oh, let's pick another website or phone number to waste my time with. Fuck.
Most of all, wind terror brings snow days, which means you have to take the kids into work. No! Make it stop! Bring on winter in a Subaru. Hurry in for great rates from 0.99% at your Ontario Subaru dealer.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. Edpro predicts the price will drop a cent at midnight to $1.18.9 a liter at most GTA stations. Traffic and weather is next.
680 News Time, 11:40.
Hi, it's Ivanka Osmak. Normally, I'm a sports anchor for Sportsnet, but today I'm spreading the news about Sleep Country's Aquagel pillow. To be honest, I'd never even heard of a gel pillow before their sleep experts suggested I try it out, and I'm glad they did. The pillow is so comfortable. It's made with a water-based gel, so it's a super breathable alternative to memory foam that cradles your neck and keeps you cool. I've always been a little picky about my pillow, but that was totally embraced when I went to Sleep Country. Their sleep experts are sleep obsessed. It was amazing to see all the options they could recommend based on just a few things I told them about my sleeping habits. So really, no matter how you sleep, I'm sure they'll be able to recommend a great pillow to you. Plus, right now, when you buy one Aquagel pillow, you get a second Aquagel pillow free. Get matched to your perfect pillow at Sleep Country or order online at sleepcountry.ca today. Sleep Country, all for sleep.
680 News Time, 11:41.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here is Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by A&W Restaurants. So no more delays that I am seeing through the construction as you make your way on the westbound QEW. Just a slight delay as you go through now. It's set up at Ford Drive. You do go down to a single right lane available, but everything's back up to speed, so that's good. Just taking a look at the rest of the major routes, I'm not seeing any problems. We do have construction on the southbound 400. As you approach Highway 89, we have some construction being reported up there. Just a touch slow as you go through, nothing too crazy. Eastbound and westbound 407 ramps to the South 400 still closed, and the eastbound Bass Pro Mills ramp to the South 400 shut down for maintenance. On the westbound 401, the Keel ramps to the highway are still shut down for construction. We have the Mavis and the Hurontario ramps to the East 403 shut down for construction as well, and the eastbound 403 ramp to Hurontario is also closed. Still with a stalled vehicle being reported on the East 403 at Eglinton blocking the HOV lane, but everything's up to speed. The A&W Mama Burger is just $2.50 right now, which is kind of like high-fiving your taste buds and bank account at the same time. Visit A&W today. Your next report is at 11:51, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
As the winds ease this evening, lake effect flurries ease, and we are going to be partly cloudy tonight, down to -13 degrees, feeling like like minus 16. And then tomorrow morning, there is a slight chance of some lake effect flurries right along the lakeshore, including the downtown core, just up until about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Otherwise, mainly cloudy and dry through the afternoon with a temperature of minus 3, but that's going to continue to rise through the night. By Friday, we're up to 8 degrees with some light rain, so you may want to pack the umbrella for Friday. Overnight tonight, it's cold. We're dropping to minus 13 degrees. In downtown Toronto, minus 7, partly cloudy. It's minus 8 at Pearson. 680 news time, 11:43. The Infrastructure and Environment Committee will go over the city's proposed electric vehicle strategy tomorrow. The goal is to support the adoption of electric vehicles in Toronto and help reduce carbon emissions. The proposal includes 4 key objectives: increase charging availability, address barriers to cost and convenience, increase public awareness, and help the local economy. The proposal will still have to be voted on by City Council at its meeting later this month. 680 news time, 11:44. Fashion question. Do socks and sandals ever go together? Glad you agree.
Canada,
because
they
our
do.
blow-off winter sale on Sun Vacations is going to blow your socks off. Right now, save big with sell-off pricing on all-inclusive vacations during our blow-off winter sale. Plus, hold free resort upgrades exclusively from sell-off vacations. So don't get cold feet. Book now for savings that'll blow your socks off. Visit one of our 6 stores in the GTA.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want some free money? Transfer an RRSP or TFSA to Meridian before March 2nd, and you can get a 1% cash bonus. Real, genuine, free money. Visit meridiancu.ca to learn more. Terms and conditions apply.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It is minus 7, partly cloudy. Good evening from the 680 News broadcast center in downtown Toronto. I'm Caitlin Lee. Here are the top stories.
There's white air. Wait a second, you
battling to get
motherfucker.
answers following a deadly plane crash in Iran, which killed all 176 passengers and crew, including at least 63 Canadians. The CN Tower is dark tonight as a number of people here in the GTA were
I swear, we're going to hear about like a
including
Cessna
students
just
at
fucking
UT and at
wrapping around
TDSB
that
schools.
shit overnight.
Toronto police searching for the person responsible for a fatal hit and run downtown.
Miracle he'll
A
survive.
65-year-old
I was
man
looking for the tower. I couldn't see it bad.
around 10 p.m. Saturday. Investigators are looking for a dark-colored 2011 to 2017 Porsche Cayenne with damage to the front right side. And a cab driver has serious but non-life-threatening injuries after being stabbed at Yonge and York Mills. It happened around 9:15 tonight. Police believe it may have been a fight over a fare. Now time for 680 Sports or Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here is Show Ali.
Thanks, Caitlin. Well, down at Scotiabank Arena, it took a shootout for the Jets to prevail 4-3 over the Leafs. Austin Matthews had 2 goals in the loss, and afterwards, head coach Sheldon Keefe liked what he saw from the young superstar.
He was just feeling it early and feeling it all throughout the game. The thing that really stood out to me was just how he manufactured his first goal. Came from effort defensively to get back, and that was a big focus for us in the hockey game, and he led the way for us there, and he got rewarded for it, so you love to see that.
Leafs are up until Sunday's game against the Florida Panthers. It was a wild back-and-forth affair for the Raptors in Charlotte, but the Raptors win it 112-110 in overtime. Terrence Davis had a career-high 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists in his first-ever start. Raptors are now off until Sunday as well, while they face the San Antonio Spurs. And only one the game on the go right now in the NHL. Stars lead the Kings 2-1 in the second period, while the Flyers beat the Capitals 3-2 earlier tonight. Sports at 15:45 past every hour or anytime. The whole of Tim and Sid now on TV and radio. Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 11:47.
Look, I'll drive you guys home, but you need to chill. Everyone buckle up and stop messing around. I didn't sign up as DD just to end up in a ditch.
Even sober, young drivers are 9 times more likely to crash. Speak your mind. ChangeTheConversation.ca.
Congratulations on winning the Chicago pitch. I have taxi chits here to get everyone home safely. Let's not have this win end in a loss.
Convicted drunk drivers will be stopped at the U.S. border. Change the Conversation. Sponsored by the Brewers Association of Canada.
680 News Time, 11:48. It was another one-day walkout for some public high school teachers in the province, and we're learning another teachers union is planning job action next week.
Ontario's education minister has found a new way to put pressure on the Ontario public high school teachers. He's saying that their labor action, including this fourth one-day strike, will negatively impact the EQAO grade 9 math test set to happen on Monday.
Without proper support for the test, students could be unprepared.
Fuck the students. I want another $2,000.
Says Stephen Lecce is simply making political hay by suddenly praising the EQAO system his government had previously criticized.
Students at actual education will continue. The test may be postponed. That won't have
This
any
is
negative
Ontario
impact on them.
politics.
The English Catholic
You're
teachers
not
now say
familiar?
they're also
Just
ready
stay
to start
tuned. I've been
labor action
watching
on
this for
Monday,
30 years.
and they
These
would
people
also
are crazy
not
on a
help
level I
out
can't
with
describe.
EQAO testing in Mississauga. I'm Mark Douglas.
A review of Toronto's publicly owned golf courses is now 1 year overdue,
Half the
and there are
population of California,
suggestions they could be
basically,
used for parks and affordable housing.
The world's
Mark McAllister
largest
of City
bet
News
that
reports.
is not
idea
a
of
national
converting
bet.
public golf courses is being
I think it's
explored
like
in Vancouver.
$350 billion.
And Patrick Condon from the University of British Columbia says the idea needs to be considered in other cities as well.
It makes kind of obvious sense if you need land and land costs the issue to start looking at municipal land as a solution to the problem.
Sure, move that city hall, move that courthouse. But that courthouse has never paid me a penny in rent. I don't think it should
All
be
the
there.
while, city courses lose money year over year, and statistics say the sport is on the decline. Councillor James Pasternak says converting the land would be out of bounds.
Developing it is not in the cards right now. We have other real estate assets that we can use for affordable housing.
The third-party review
Really?
and recommendations are now
So what's
expected
the
before
fucking hold
this
up?
summer. Mark McAllister for 680 News.
In 1 minute, we'll check traffic and weather. 680 News Time, 11:50.
Maybe you don't know where to start. Maybe tomorrow's goals feel so far away. What if we told you that maybe you're closer than you think? That a simple conversation can spark something amazing. Your savings and investments can stand for so much more when they don't stand still. And Scotiabank can help every step of the way. Energize your investing. You're richer than you think. Scotiabank.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, telling him how instead of going to the gym, my New Year's resolution is to just get outside.
That's perfect. Your wife will love you for clearing the driveway.
No. I meant enjoy the outdoors, not shovel till my back hurts.
Why shovel when you can use a Toro snowblower?
True.
We have self-propelled models so you can walk behind it and make it look tough, even though it's doing the work for you.
You know me so well, Bill.
You can even sit and order one online now.
Man, I love you. And I love Toro snowblowers at Coy Brothers.
KOOYBROS.com.
680 News Time, 11:51. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here is Craig Gear.
We are looking at a delay again through this construction. It's off and on. It's really not too bad, but it's coming back again. This report is brought to you by, let's see, I've forgotten who.
Make something up.
Let's type it in. Viva Next. There we go. So if you are on the westbound QEW at Ford Drive, you'll notice construction here bringing you down just to a single right lane open. Just a minute ago,
I know
was
they run
seeing a little bit of a
buses.
delay, but it doesn't look
I
like
don't know
we have
who
one
owns
anymore.
these
So
fucking
things
buses.
are tapering off.
I don't know
through here,
why
but that
you
is a
have to pay
construction
extra to
zone,
be on
and you
these
can
buses.
expect to get squeezed down to one lane. The rest really is just construction.
We don't
out
go to
there.
a casino.
Nothing too bad. We're looking at some ramp closures. East 407, West 407 ramps to the southbound 400 closed. Eastbound Bass Pro Mills ramp to the southbound 400 is closed as well for construction. We do have a bit of maintenance happening up at Highway 89 in the two left lanes, but that's really all there is on the 400. A bit of construction blocking the right lane through Shepherd as well, but everything's up to speed. On the westbound 401, you're going to find cones set up through Keele and the collectors in the two right lanes. The Keele ramps to the westbound 401 are also closed right now because of that construction. Eastbound 401, not a lot going on. The right lane blocked through Bayview and the collectors. Nielsen in the Express, it's two left lanes, but everything's up to speed right now. We have the Mavis, Hurontario, and the East 403 ramp to Hurontario closed as well for some construction. construction. And still with the stalled vehicle reported at Eglinton in the HOV lane on the eastbound 403, with everything up to speed through this stretch. The bus Rapidway is now open in Newmarket on Yonge Street from Savage Sawmill Valley to Davis. The red lanes are for Viva vehicles only, so drive with care. Visit vivanext.com for info. Your next report is at 12:01, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
As that northwest wind eases tonight, so do the flurries, the lake effect flurries. That's going to come to an end, and then overnight partly cloudy down to -13. Dress for morning wind chills of -16. We'll have a bit of sun in the morning, a mainly cloudy afternoon. Temperatures at -3, wind chill -9 during the day. There's a chance for morning flurries along the lake. And then Friday, pack an umbrella, light rain, 8 degrees. Saturday, 10 degrees, but that's going to be falling through the day. In fact, that rain Saturday, heavy at times. Localized flooding is possible. A lot of that ground out there is frozen, and we are going to then switch over to freezing rain and ice pellets.
A lot of the ground is frozen.
Sunday.
Some of it is above
Potential
zero
there for
somehow.
prolonged freezing rain, especially
The rest
north
of
of
it is
GTA up through
frozen.
Cottage Country, and that means the risk of power outages will be in play this weekend. Overnight tonight, we're down to a low -13 degrees, wind chill -16. Right now, downtown Toronto, -7, feeling like -15 and partly cloudy. At Pearson, -8. And partly cloudy. 680 news time, 11:54.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Sunwing.ca. Get the best price guaranteed on top-rated all-inclusive vacations and enjoy award-winning service every step of the way. Book today with your travel agent or at Sunwing.ca.
The hunt is on. City TV. Lincoln Rhyme, forensic criminologist, obsessed in his pursuit of a diabolical serial killer known only as the Bone Collector, a master criminal who has evaded justice. Based on the series of best-selling novels by Jeffrey Deaver, time is running out to find a nemesis and crack the case that almost killed him. Lincoln Rhyme, Hunt for the Bone Collector. It all starts Friday on City TV. Somewhere beyond the headlines lies the big story. Hosted by veteran Canadian journalist Jordan Keith Rawlings. The Big Story, available wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe now.
The New York City Transit Authority has pulled nearly 300 newly delivered Bombardier subway cars over safety concerns. CEO Andy Byford, the former head of Toronto's Transit Commission, says 2 recent incidents raised concerns about the reliability of the car doors. No one has been hurt, but Byford calls the problems unacceptable. It's the latest in a series of issues with Bombardier trains. 680 news time, 11:55.
The Toronto International Boat Show presents its annual preview day, Friday, January 17th. Sponsored by the Toronto Star and Pride Marine Group. Preview and shop at North America's largest indoor boat show. Bid on over 100 live and silent auction items while supporting children's charities here in Ontario. The Toronto International Boat Show, helping kids find calmer waters. Preview day is Friday, January 17th at the Enercare Center. Visit TorontoBoatShow.com.
Northwood Mortgage people work harder to find solutions just for you. One example, Northwood regularly helps families get into new homes after the bank has turned them down. Unlike the big banks, Northwood Mortgage is more flexible. Northwood Mortgage listens and works harder to create a solution that's customized for you. Northwood Mortgage. Visit northwoodmortgage.com.
We're working hard for you.
License 10349.
680 news time at 11:56. Now time for your business report. Here's Richard Southern.
Good evening. The auto industry is heading away from internal combustion engines towards electric power. We know this. This is why an announcement today from BMW was so surprising. In an interview, its R&D chief said BMW will continue to build internal combustion engines for at least 30 more years. He cited the cost of developing electric cars, a lack of charging stations, and the rising cost of raw materials for batteries as the main reasons for this. Now, many European countries, though, they've already set petrol bans for about 20 years out. So while BMW will continue to manufacture cars that operate on diesel or gas, they will at some point be illegal to operate in a number of countries. On to the markets where, wow, surprise, surprise, we had a gain for stocks and a sell-off for commodities. Didn't look to be the case last night following the Iranian missile strikes, but U.S. President Trump came out today and calmed investor nerves, and the Dow was up 161 points, 28,745. S&P up 15, the NASDAQ up 60 at a record. Anthony Akoli, TD Bank.
Yeah, we certainly saw markets spike higher, and what really drove that was, President Trump had a press conference, and he came out and he sort of eased fears, sort of tamped down on the tensions between the U.S. and Iran, and basically said that Iran appeared to be standing down.